the Jordan Seaton situation just gets crazier and crazier. Look, number one offensive tackle Jordan Seaton posted a photo on his IG story in Tiger Stadium. Obviously, he's on a well-documented visit out there to LSU with Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin been doing some nasty things in the transfer portal. He's been tampering. He's been messing up Ole Miss. Not the point, though. But you see him, the big dog. And I really do think Jordan Seaton, deserves just through talent, he deserves everything that's coming to him, right? You know what I'm saying? The abilities to be at a higher level school like LSU, like at Oregon, XYZ. I know Texas was in there running. But I do have to wonder the way that things are going down, the way that this has been made a show of. I think it's just so interesting to compare the way that people talk about Deion Sanders, right? And look, you can say he's a bad coach, you can say XYZ, but a lot of people enjoy hating Deion Sanders. And one of the bigger reasons why they say they hate Deion Sanders is, oh, well, he makes things a show, XYZ, he's not really here for football. Well, I have to question, not Jordan Seaton specifically, but I have to question those people who say those things when you look at Oregon's offensive line coach, posting up on the private jets with the IG photos. You know what I'm saying? You got Jordan Seaton posting up. He's getting his, he's getting his little situation. This all seems very high level. What do you call it? Theatrics. It seems high level attention grabby. The way these things are getting done, right? And you got Lane Kiffin posting up there. These were the little crumbs that led people to realize that, okay, Seaton was officially on a visit with Lane Kiffin. So he did do that. But then Mr. Clicks and Views himself. Mr. Clicks and Views himself, man. Look, Dan Lanning might know how to completely piss down his leg, in games that actually matter. But that boy can recruit now. That boy Dan Lanning can recruit. He went ahead, and if you don't know, let me tell the full story. So Jordan Seaton had scheduled visits not only for LSU but Oregon on Monday. So he was with LSU, but you know how Lane Kiffin gets. You know how Lane Kiffin wants to, you know what I mean? So apparently, Jordan Seaton was still in Baton Rouge at the time, XYZ. Ends up canceling his Oregon visit. Right now, doesn't take Oregon off the table. Just hey, we can't visit. I guess Seaton goes back to Atlanta, right? And guess who's there? And not only Dan Lanning, but also the offensive lines coach for Oregon as well. So, and this is my thing. Recruiting is marketing. You know what I mean? And that's why I always say that I think, one of the best recruiters is Deion Sanders, because the fact that people, I wouldn't say get offended. They do get offended. People are very sensitive when you talk about Deion Sanders. They get very, you know what I'm saying? They don't like to think that one of the greatest cornerbacks of all time might know what he's talking about football-wise. I get it, right? But if you think everything's wrong or everything, he can't do anything right, one of the things he can do right is get some attention. I think that's why people are so upset. I think people label Deion as this guy for clicks and views, even though he's an old-school type coach who, has gone on record multiple times punishing, high-level recruits to ensure that they can get the most out of it so they can show up to meetings and do X, Y, Z, regardless of the point. But this is good marketing. This entire entire theatrical experience that Jordan Seaton has kind of taken everybody down the road on. This is what college football recruiting is. This who's gonna outlast, who's gonna really come in and show Jordan Seaton that they really mean business, when just a few weeks ago people were trashing him because he was on the Colorado. It's not lost on me the fact that Oregon fans love shit talking Deion Sanders and they love their guy Dan Lanning, but they the first to back the Brinks truck up with a player out here tweeting about his this. I don't know how many y'all watch basketball, but y'all remember AJ Dabasa? Who's that dude whose agent was his uncle and he got caught listening to the clips or something like that, just doing whatever? This right here is crazy. Attention schools and media. If you have not spoken with my uncle or myself, please disregard all outside communication. If anyone is contacting you on my behalf without my uncle, then it has been unauthorized. So, homies, you know what I mean? I guess we got uncles as agents. We got people flying across, nation, and shout out to Dan Lanning getting it done. Shout out to Lane Kiffin for continuously bending the rules of the NIL and the transfer portal to get what he wants done. But no, man, I really stand by that. This is very pageantry. This is very theatrical. And I'm not here to say that Deion Sanders doesn't have theatrics about him. That's not what I'm here to say. A good recruiter, you have to. I just think it's funny when it's, you know, the cool uniforms in Oregon, okay, it's all right. When it's Lane Kiffin, who's known to be a whining, complaining, embarrassing head football coach, everything's cool, everything's crispy. It don't matter. They can go to the lengths to do whatever they want. No, but I just feel like Jordan Seaton is in a peculiar situation. Not peculiar in a bad way, but I think it's a situation that kind of exposes what does the real world of the transfer portal, what does the real world of recruiting looks like, and oftentimes it's a show, right? It's a theatric pony show to get people to think that you're going to do whatever you want to do to really be there for another potential client, right? Like that's the thing about marketing. That's the thing about these things like Lane Kiffin and Dan Lanning, what they're doing isn't just sending a message to Jordan Seaton. It's sending a message to anybody who might be an Oregon commit, who might be an LSU commit. Oh, Dan Lanning's willing to do that if you're a top player. Okay, cool. Like it's a show happening. Y'all remember when Dan Lanning? Matter of fact, Dan Lanning is known for this right here. Yeah, this is a, you know, 5-star player. Now this is kind of crazy. This is it makes me a little bit uncomfortable, right? This is already making me uncomfortable. But it doesn't stop here. I'm already like, this is odd. This is weird. And then Dan Lanning, I'm saying, and jumps in the pool with the 5-star defensive end throwing up the O. Hey man, you gotta give Mr. Like, come on. Hey, that boy Dan Lanning gonna get to it. He gonna get to them 5 stars any way he can, big dog. So shout out to our guy Dan Lanning for, you know, keeping the main thing. I thought this was funny. We're gonna take a quick little detour because I do think NIL is the crux of the whole entire situation. What does Ja Rule think of the time like this? I don't know if y'all know that Dave Chappelle skit. But what does Fat Joe and DJ Khaled have to think about NIL?
All right, what do you think about the fact that the football players can get paid now?
I think it's great, man. You know, these guys are in there. Some of these guys don't make it to the league, and they get hurt or banged up. So the fact that they get a little paid, I'm not upset with that. I'm never upset with somebody making a little something.
Who's going to win tonight? Alright, DJ Khaled, what are your thoughts on the players getting NIL deals and getting paid?
I love it. You know what I'm saying? They deserve it. When you work hard, that's the goal. You know what I'm saying? To take care of your families, buy your mother a house, your father a house. You know what I'm saying? When they grow up, I'm sure they're going to have a big family. That's what it's about. You work hard, and you're supposed to get that. What, we supposed to not get that? We got to get that. We gotta get that.
We gotta get that. So I know it's funny, but I've said some things about Jordan Seaton. I've said, you know, I might have been harsh in some ways. At the end of the day, my sentiments about NIL remain the same. And funny enough, I agree with DJ Khaled. It's the NCAA's fault for all this. It's the NCAA's fault for the reason why the NIL and the transfer portal has been abused to the way that it has. If there were real rules and guidelines, this wouldn't be a problem. If there were real rules and guidelines, Darian Mensah at a Duke, right? He wouldn't be being sued by his former school in Duke. And, you know, obviously we'll have another video about that situation. I think it's crazy. But I say all that to say, at the end of the day, no matter what video I make, no matter what, I might make fun of someone getting some NIL deals. They deserve it. Like, all full stop, and I really do think Fat Joe said it best, and that's one of the reasons why I've been so big on NIL. Some of these people who play football at the collegiate level, they give a part of their lives. Like, I don't think we think about that because we enjoy football so much and it's fun to watch. They give a part of themselves. They take years off their life. Like, I know that might sound all melodramatic. That's really what's happening. When you smash your head against another man at one of the highest levels, the second highest level in the world, against some of the other big bad dogs that are also getting paid and trying to get them big paydays, you are shaving parts of your life. When the knee injuries, the shoulder injuries, like, these are things that are going to, if not shorten your life, it's going to stick with you for the rest of your life. And so I think that, you know, it's asinine that for this many years and these many billions of dollars of revenue that they've been generating, that they haven't been able to touch something. Now, rules and regulations need to be applied. It doesn't really apply to Jordan here, but I do think because there's no rules and regulations and because people have been tampering with him is probably the main reason why he went ahead and hopped in the portal, especially so late. And now the portal's closed. We're in halfway. We're almost, this day's Thursday. We're almost done with this week. We don't know where Jordan Seaton's going. He hasn't committed anywhere. He's He's probably still trying to run them numbers up. So, and I don't blame him. He was projected to be the first offensive tackle taken off the board coming into the 2027 draft. So, hey, you should, Jordan Seaton, get every single dollar, son. But I'm still going, you know what I mean? We still going to check in on you. So, major twist in Jordan Seaton chase renews hope for Oregon fans. Now, I do want to read this because I think this puts a better context to what I said and what I talked about. So 5-star 2-year starter and top-rated pass blocking left tackle Jordan Seaton left LSU without signing. So Tuesday night, Dan Lanning and offensive line coach Alik Terry flew to Atlanta to meet him and continue their pursuit of the number 1 left tackle in the portal. Lane Kiffin and the Tigers already gained commitments from Arizona State Sam Levitt, USC quarterback Husan Longstreet, and edge rusher Prince Will Uma. I don't want to butcher the last name. Who Kiffin poached from the roster of Ole Miss. Just saying, his last coaching stop. And all the Tigers boast 39 incoming transfers, but Seaton is the biggest remaining prize in the college football, and analysts expect the final bid to exceed $3 million. This year, quarterbacks are getting paid 6 to 7 to 5 top-ranked quarterbacks are getting that number. Offensive line are getting paid $3 million apparently for the top-flight offensive tackles. Seaton posted a photo of himself with 2 Oregon coaches Tuesday evening. We already went over that. While the recruiting battle for the 6'5", 330 Seaton is going on, finding a way to meet him face-to-face makes a presentation and indicates how relentless Dan Lanning and his staff are willing to compete for the last piece in the needed to win a national title in 2026. His PFF grade was 91.4 as a sophomore at Colorado. As a true freshman in 2024, he allowed 3 sacks and 612 pass snaps with Shedeur Sanders at quarterback. All Big 12 second team in 2025. He allowed 1 sack, 0 quarterbacks with a total quarterback hits with a total of 5 pressures in 9 games, missing the last 3 with injury. So Oregon desperately needs Jordan Seaton, and they're pulling out all the stops. I'm not mad at Dan Lanning, but I will laugh at Dan Lanning. This is a crazy situation, and we'll be here to keep updating on the best left tackle in all of the nation. See ya. Peace.